Alright, here we are. We're back on Bulago Island. So, if you just watched the video before this, or the other video, we came in here about 7-8 months ago and we did some training on how to do permaculture style gardens. Garden like the forest. And so what you're seeing now is the results of permaculture design in action. This garden now has an abundant biodiversity to it, which provides very, very good pest control, very good fertility to the soils as the plants are sharing nutrients and sharing all the light and all this space. So you can just see there's so many layers going on in this garden now, and they've done a really good job here. So I just wanted to take my knife out, get my little bowl, and show you what it's like to live in an organic, sustainable gardening system. And one of the key things I want to get across in this video is that these gardens continuously produce this much food. In fact, the gardens are producing so much food now, they're not even able to consume it all. There's a lot of fruits actually hitting the ground here, and they've got a large staff and a lot of guests coming through. So this is the most productive system of gardening in the world. It's the safest system of gardening in the world, and it's just excellent. So as long as the camera operator keeps his finger off of the lens, I'm going to take you through this garden, and we're just going to fill this all up. And here you can see old tapped out plants. You can just see the productivity in here. Look at the size of these stalks. You can come a little bit closer. This is what we call succulent. This is a local spinach. So as we go through the garden, you will see some things that look like, oh, this doesn't look all that great. But actually, this represents like kilos and kilos and kilos of very rich spinach. Right here, I'm just going to reach next, and I've got some typical bush eggplants. This is a type of bush eggplant. People like to eat them when they're green. So I'll just try to grab two of everything. So here I've got my bush eggplants. In they go. Let's go over this way. I mean, you can pretty much pick any direction. Right here, this is a local African green. Try not to get too far away. This is a local green. I don't know the name, but it is a very nutritious green. They just pick the leaves off like this. Got two of those in there. Right here, we've got some sort of a beetroot there. Interesting, maybe a Chinese type of beet. So I'm gonna get two leaves of that. And if I wanted to, I'll just pull that out actually. Why don't I just pull that out? Let's get in here, get in nice and close. Check it out. There's a nice beetroot. So now, I don't even have room in my little bowl for this, but these are throughout the whole garden. I'm gonna leave it, put it back down. That'll go for harvest. Right here, not even going even more than a foot. Got some okra coming off. Get two of those going, that's great. Very delicious okra. And we'll take a quick walk with me. These are some what do you call these berries? Tuntunu. These are, people call these gooseberries in North America right here. This is a gooseberry bush. There it is, just coming out. Grab two of those. Grab another one that looks pretty ripe here. Excellent little gooseberries. Boop, there it is. Perfect. No chemicals. Free food. Come on over this way. Here we have a strawberry patch, and it's intercropped again with more greens. There's a little eggplant here. It doesn't look like it's doing so well, and that's one of the features of one of these gardens is that, yeah, you do get some pests, but you know what? If you're growing, 10 times more food than you need to, it's okay to allow the pests to have a little bit of it, knowing that the diversity of how you planted is going to reduce the overall takeover. The pests are never going to take over your whole garden. This looks like some horseradish here. Just cut that off. Yep, there's a horseradish leaf. So obviously you can see the very lush, high quality greens that we're getting out of the garden. I mean, when you look at a garden and you see the leaves, they're telling you something. They're actually speaking to you. They're giving you messages. And this is a very healthy horseradish. So if I dig down there right now, I'm not going to do it because we don't have a lot of time in these short little videos. It's going to be a very nice horseradish down there. Let's just keep walking through the garden. Here's some basil. Just going to grab some of this basil. Nice for pasta sauces. And this is, again, every plant that you're seeing, it's spread throughout the whole area. Strawberries are not putting on right now, so I don't have any red strawberries to show you. Here's some yams. Alright, and you can also see some different types of flowers that have been intercropped. So the concept of having as many flowers as possible to bring beneficial insects in, like bees and wasps. They come and they feed on other pests. Here we have a papaya tree intercrop. One of the key features in a tropical style garden is to have trees like this. Just gonna pick one of those, put it in my bowl, and let's just keep going through the garden. I want to show you this special section over here. Here's some Scotch bonnet peppers, just down here, if you can take a look. You can pick them while they're still green, they're incredibly spicy, or even better, beautiful red Scotch bonnet. Look at that little guy. Huh? Is that a happy fruit or what? You can see, I mean, it's smiling, right? Come on. Organic gardening, guys. Easy. Hey. So, bowl keeps filling up. What's this? This is the local spinach I was talking to you about earlier. Look at the size of these leaves. This is, you know, Popeye's food right here. This is the African version of kale. It's kind of like a kale. People call it spinach. There's some damage from pests, but you know what? When you're in the kitchen, you just clean that up. You go for the good parts, give it a nice wash, give it a nice clean down. You got an on-hand, endless supply of one of the most nutrient-rich plants here. There's a little spider coming off. Gonna let him go back into the garden. He's doing his work. So now we got my spinach in there. What else do we have? We've got some carrots here. I'll just pull one of these out. See if we can find a good looking one. Now the carrots are a bit iffy. You never know what you're going to pull out of the ground. Little guys. Alright, a little carrot, but you know what? Maybe it wasn't fully grown, maybe it doesn't really like the soil. What's important is that it's organic. And when you have something small and it's organic, you're still getting the same level of nutrients, if not more, from its chemical counterpart, and it's not going to give you cancer either. Also, the lettuce greens are very delicious for garnishes and so on. Above the carrots, we've got moringa. And these moringa trees, these are maybe, what is that, 20 feet? That's about 6 months from a very baby seedling that we planted. That's 6 months ago. You get this much growth. Now, with the right pruning techniques, these leaves, the moringa leaves, are the most nutritious leafy green on the planet. Okay, just research it on your own time. Yeah, there's some pests on them, but you know what? They're just actually living their life and producing more fertility for the soil. You just clean it up, dry it out, you can have it for tea. They're now mixing it with different types of teas. We'll just quickly come over to the nurseries. Here we've got some aloe vera. Little aloe vera crop here, so I'll just pull off one of these leaves. One of nature's best medicines. It's got a little bit of insects on it, but you know what? That's what we're in. We're in a living system. So it's very important to get to know the insects and say, you know what, these guys are good for us. And there's some more medicine. I'm going to take some more moringa. This moringa looks excellent. This moringa here is nice and young. And hey, you know, let's go get some pumpkins if we can. There's some cabbages. What else? There's tomatoes. Here's a red bell pepper. Come down into here. There's a red bell pepper. You can pull that off. Small production, so you gotta, you know, wonder, it's growing right underneath of this tree. Maybe it's not the best spot for it. Probably wasn't even planted there. It probably just started on its own. In this kind of a garden, you see it, to a classical eye, it kind of looks messy. But that mess, that chaos, is the fertility of your land. It is the productivity. And so as a gardener in this system, you're really starting to understand the communication systems that nature uses to protect itself and to thrive. And that's really what this video is all about. So here we are, very short period of time. I have got a medicine basket. This is enough food for, you know, 2 people's daily nutritional needs. There's all different kinds of uses for the different products in here. That's another step. Beyond the garden, you go into the kitchen, there's a whole other, you know, range of skill sets that you can put into your culinary practices to actually further increase the nutrient outtake from your garden back into your system. This is the type of gardening system that can solve all of the world's problems. This is the type of gardening system that can be done anywhere in the world with the right water systems in place, with the right pathways, with the right attitude. We can solve the food problem on the planet with these systems. So, hope you enjoyed the video and have a great day.